And in Romania, far-right leader George Simeon is set to secure a decisive win in the first round of Romania's presidential election.
And this comes months after an early election was annulled by a court citing foreign interference, sending the country in its worst political crisis in decades.
38-year-old Simeon is the leader of the Alliance for the Unity of Romanians, or AUR. The official electoral data showed that Simeon was outpacing all other candidates in the polls with 40.1% vote share after 90% of the votes were counted.
Far behind in second place was the governing coalition's joint candidate, Crin Antonescu, with 21.1%, while pro-EU candidate and Bucharest mayor, Nicu Dan, stood at third with 19.4% votes, although that gap is widely expected to narrow as votes from larger cities are counted.
After taking a comfortable lead in the first round of elections, Simeon addressed his supporters in a video message at his party's headquarters, saying that Romanian people had created history. He added that he would begin a moral, political and economic reconstruction of Romania. Simeon also slammed his opponents and said that Romanian people had won despite the obstacles and the manipulation.
Together we made history today. We are approaching an exceptional result. Congratulations! You are the winners. Today, the Romanian people have voted. Today, the Romanian people have spoken. It is time to make our voices heard. Despite the obstacles, despite the manipulation, despite a press paid to belittle us day after day, the Romanian people have risen up.
According to the Central Election Bureau, about 9.57 million people, and that's about 53.2% of eligible voters, had cast their ballots by the time polls closed, while 973,000 votes were cast at polling stations set up in other countries.
George Simeon will now face pro-EU Bucharest mayor Nicu Dan in the May 18th runoff. The election redo was allowed after Romania's political landscape was shaken last year when a top court voided the previous election in which the far-right independent Calin Georgescu topped the first round following allegations of electoral violations and Russian interference, which Moscow denied.
Now, Georgescu was barred from the rerun after authorities noted a massive TikTok campaign that led to violent protests. He was later replaced by George Simeon, a fan of Donald Trump, often seen wearing a cap with the U.S. president's slogan, "Make America Great Again."